special, which is the blue Razz hard candy sour. Really striking can, really nice. It's kind of I'd say a light blue can, and it kind of fades at the top, and the bottom is sort of a bit like an ombre effect, really. And at the back we have the 11th birthday Tiny Rebel Bear. We've got blue Razz hard candy ice sour, 4%. Fondly remembering the drinks from the 90s, bright blue raspberry candy. Well, we brought that to the party with the secret surprise at the end, ice blasting throat, chills to finish the whole thing off. And this is a 440ml can, and it's 4% ABV. I reckon this is going to be an actual blue colour in the glass. Let's get it into a glass and see what we get. So, this is the 11th birthday Tiny Rebel glass that came with the set. I think their 12th birthday is coming up this year at some point. I've just kind of had these since, I'd say, around Christmas time last year, I think, somewhere around that time. These are just about in date still. Okay, that's not what I expected whatsoever. So it's actually, well, to be completely honest, I think on camera it's probably not going to do any favours with the colour, but I'm actually getting a really, really strong blue raspberry smell coming through this, which smells really good, and it does remind me of those like blue Razz candies. They still do them, especially in America. Blue raspberry is a really nice flavour. Yeah, so colour wise, I mean, this on the camera doesn't really do any favours, but it's actually like it's really hard to explain, but it's like a murky greeny blue kind of colour. It's really weird, and to the eye, if I hold it up to the light, it's I've never seen a beer this colour before. It's absolutely bizarre. I'd like to know what's in the ingredients before I taste it, just to see if it's actually got any sort of blue colouring or anything. So, brewed and canned at Tiny Rebel, Wayne Industrial Estate, Newport, Wales, NB10 9FQ UK. Ingredients: water, malted barley, malted wheat, oats, lactose, which is milk, blue spirulina. There we go. Yeah, blue spirulina. That's the thing. Hard candy. It's actually got candy in it. Hops, yeast. So, okay. The thing is about Tiny Rebel, they're a Welsh brewery. Obviously, they're one of them. Well, not obviously, but if you don't know much about Tiny Rebel, they're one of them breweries that, if they say a certain flavour, you'll definitely get it because they really add it into the beer. So, let's give it a taste. Cheers. I do like that. It's really different. I do like it. In some ways you can still taste the beer underneath, but there's heavy kind of sweetness to it, but it's not sweet at the same time. It's like, let me have another taste. So it's definitely on the sour side, as it says on the back of the can. that it's going to be a sour. Hard candy, ice sour. So it's definitely something that's better cold, which is, I did put it in the fridge, so the colour is just fascinating. I find it so cool. I've got to say about the head size, it's like probably a 3-finger white head, but the smell that's coming off is really sweet. Definitely a candy kind of smell coming through. Yeah, on the nose it's really pleasant. It's a very pleasant smell. But yeah, the taste is actually really nice. It does remind me of eating candy sweets, and there's a slight sort of undertone of beer there somewhere as well. It's really hard to pinpoint, but you can kind of tell the beer is still there. You know, the hops and the yeast and the malted barley is kind of still there in the backbone, but there's this kind of candy taste going on. This sort of is actually not too strong either, not too sweet and not too intense, which is really good. They've kind of managed to make it subtle but not overpowering, somewhere in between, which is really interesting. That sourness is there, and there's actually a tiny bit of bitterness, but it's not enough to kind of say, oh, it really lingers for ages. So I think it's actually quite a nice beer. It's very different, and I've never had something like this before. It's really interesting. I always find Tiny Rebel one of them breweries that are just really interesting anyway, because they just make beers that you've never really thought about before. Every last drop, because this is, after all, a limited edition. I did actually have a Google about these 11th birthday beers. I was just interested to see, because obviously I purchased these. I'd say getting on for over 6 months now or something, and maybe longer. Excuse me. But I think, obviously, because these are really rare, limited edition, I guess I could put 5 or something, 5 boxes, and then I could have had 5 of these and 5 of the next one, and 5 of the next one. But they're a lot of money at the end of the day, and the whole set of 8, I think there's 8 beers in there, and you get beer mats, and you get this glass as well. So it's like £50-60 for 8 beers and a glass and some beer mats, which I think is, it could be classed as expensive at the end of the day. But these are just, these are one-off beers that are just made in some very small batches, and the cans are really cool. I really like the cans. So that's not the reason why I bought it. I bought the 11th birthday special because obviously I wanted to taste these interesting flavours, because you don't really get these, you never really get them. So, but yeah, this one's definitely a nice beer. It's different, and different's always good. The colour is actually weird. It's almost like you can kind of see it. It's really murky on the camera, but if you hold up to the light, you kind of get more of a greenish, a dark green hue to it really. But there is some blue in there as well. Blue spirulina. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's something like a type of algae or something, or seaweed or something along them lines, which is from the sea or something, That's what I think it is. Blue spirulina is a natural that they used in food and drink, and it's a bit like I think a strawberry milkshake they use. Some other one as well to make it sort of a pinkish reddish hue, you know, sort of a natural colouring for that particular colour. Because obviously strawberry milkshake is obviously pink, so. But yeah, this was Tiny Rebel Blue Razz Hard Candy Ice Sour. It's such a mouthful, but yeah, limited edition can. If you was to search for these, I would highly doubt you'd find them. And I did have a look and I sort of couldn't really find any. And what I mean is by that, I mean not just the can itself, but you know, with the beer inside. So this is incredibly rare. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting taste. It's a little bit sour, but it's not overpowering, and I think that it's kind of balanced. So, and it's not really that sweet, and it's not really that sour. It's actually quite a nice beer. I'd rate it because of its uniqueness, and I am a fan of candy, but I do prefer chocolate, but I'm not biased. I'm going to say an 8 out of 10, I think, from me. I think it's a really interesting flavour. I don't really eat sweets too much, candy and sweets, but I do, fondly remember blue raspberry flavour, and obviously Prime, they do a blue raspberry flavour as well, that's nice, but yeah. Yeah, 8 out of 10. It's just quite an interesting beer. I'm not usually a fan of sour beers, but this actually isn't too sour for me, so that's great. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.